Hello, my friends. Today's date is January the 11th, and this is a reading for you if this is your birth date or if this is an anniversary or special occasion date. But primarily, this is a birthday reading for the year to follow. It's a four-card pull. A general energy of the card is something you might face through the year or something you might face as a pointed marker in this year. Then there's a challenge card, is what is the challenge that is presented under the situations that come through. What is an action you can take to stay in balance, and what is an outcome or synopsis card? We'll talk about that more. This is the general energy of the year. The fault line, the fault lines of the earth, they are slowly moving apart from each other. The fault lines are slowly disintegrating and separating. Maybe they're coming up against each other to create some kind of crush, but then it's a slowly moving apart from each other, a taking over, a letting go, a surrender. Something that was sane side by side is no longer stable side by side. To land masses, to people, to organizations, whatever it is, or something this year that is cracking apart and comes apart most likely. And the fault line is the fault line. Whose fault is it that thing is coming apart? We often want to blame someone else or ourselves for things happening, but the fault line talks about long-term buildup of a situation that says it's going to give at some point, and we knew it all along, and we didn't either buy into it or we didn't think it would happen in this time and space, or we just weren't even aware that we were separating, something was separating from us, something was cracking apart that we were doing or connected to. And we have to look at the fault line and say, all right, I think I knew this was coming. I think I knew this was going to be here, and it might stir up some accusations and some judgments and some fault, some self fault, some faults of others, and say, oh, you didn't do enough, oh, you couldn't be there, oh, da 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 da. But the fault line has taken a lot longer to build than just a momentary, breach of some trust or of some duty or of some synchronicity. So, what is your particular challenge, January 11th? Well, it is the Two of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles is normally the ability to juggle the physical realities of one's life, to be able to maintain both a family and a workspace, or to be able to maintain studies and a workspace, or be able to have a partner and do one's work and separate those, or the ability to have belong to a church, but also belong to yourself and study your own um, energies and your own passions and your own understandings. So the Two of Pentacles is the ability to juggle things. So what is the challenge? Well, the challenge is in juggling this year. The fault line comes along. I think something breaks apart in the things that you are juggling. Something falls away. Something crashes apart. Something could be a monumental, schism. But yet it has been building for a long time. That's what the fault line talks about. This has been building for a long time, and you've often done the best you could to juggle your way through it if you were aware of it. But if you weren't aware of it, maybe that's something you can look at. But, you still can't blame yourself or others in a lot of ways, but you might feel like you need to blame someone or yourself or someone else for something that was stable for a second that is no longer there, or is no longer stable, or is no longer supporting you. The Pentacles is about your body. The Pentacles is about your job. The Pentacles is about your prosperity. The Pentacles is about your resources. The Pentacle is about uh, your practice and your perseverance to make something work and to build something and to use your hands and your body and the physical reality of life to build something and create something and craft something and make something art and make something work on a physical level. So something in that realm, something in your everyday physical realm schisms, And your challenge is to keep juggling. And I think your challenge becomes then to understand what to do next, understand how to view this, understand how to be aware of situation deeper that are coming up now. If someone or something has schismed apart from you, is schismed apart in your particular work, So what do you do? Well, the action to take to stay in balance is the owl. And the owl is all about, I think, psychic wisdom, intuitive wisdom, emotional wisdom, the wisdom that comes from the shadows and from the dark and from the night and from the creatures that can talk to us uh, beyond our everyday sight, beyond our everyday level of understanding. We see in the daytime, we're humans, we see in the light. We have a hard time seeing in the night. The owl sees in the night. The owl sees is perfect hunter in the night, is a perfect liver in the night, can see clearly in the shadows what we can't see. So this is a time of calling upon the owl, calling upon a teacher, calling upon a mentor, calling upon a guide, calling upon some aspect of your God, your creator, your connection to spirit, calling upon the animals and the critters and the beings that can talk to you on deep levels about what is going on so you can see with clarity what is really going on, so you can have some idea of what you need to do and what you need to say. Because I don't think this is actually falling apart. It's kind of just creating more tension and more animosity on some levels, and you want to find out what that is. So the owl can help and go to see what is really going on with somebody or with some organization or with something that you had some really strong attachment to, but is now falling away or fallen away. And with that clarity of your emotions, with that clarity of your intuitions, uh, can you learn to make a better judgment about what you need to do? And ultimately, where does this lead? Well, it leads to this beautiful soul card without description. Um, and I look at this card and I say, this is both about a sense of uh, this is just part of the journey that has to be. This is a part of your growing into yourself. This is the part of about you becoming the egg of your creation and forming a new sense of yourself out of this pain and out of this challenge. Do you grow? Do you become clearer about you? Do you become clearer about what you're willing to have in your life and what you're not willing to have in your life? Do you become clearer about what you need to say and what you need to praise? What you need to say as hard truth, but also what you need to say as gratitude and praise. And I think the open voice here is one that's both singing and also stating one's boundaries. And I think they're both markers of who we become and how we dance upon the earth. And they're always going to teach us if we're willing to listen. But sometimes we need to say no. Sometimes we need to say welcome in. Oftentimes we just need to say I don't understand this, and I will just be open and I will proceed forward and I will use whatever good understandings and good medicine and good intuitions and good understandings that come from the time when things fall apart, when things crack apart, when fault lines separate and fault can be thrown, and how to go through that with a sense of integrity and a sense of honesty and a sense of clarity and a sense of understanding what you can do for protection and borders, but at the same time finding a way to be okay with it. Finding a way to trust that the work that you're doing, to learn how to set your boundaries, to learn how to tell your praise, to learn how to say what you feel. Those are all good things in the making of you, in the becoming of you, in the creation of you. As a powerful sacred energy upon this earth. And we need your truth, we need your voice, we need your honesty, we need you to know when to say no, when to say yes, and we need you to know when to not blame yourself or blame others for something that doesn't seem like there's, you know, that there's a strong blame that can happen, because this fault line, this separation has been happening for a long time, and there's probably nothing you could have ever done about it, and nothing you can do about it now, except to pick up the pieces, start something new, learn how to juggle something else, listen to your intuitions as well as your insights, and learn how to praise, sing, set boundaries, and grow into the next phase of yourself. Aho matakuya, blessings.